Hey guys, it's Mia Redrick here, the Mom Strategist. I am so excited, and I am excited to be here today. I'm very excited to be here and to be able to share with you today
Mom Strategist.
this
I am
webinar.
so excited. And
It is my goal to support those of you out here who have been saying, over and over again that you want to leverage what you know. You want to take your gifts, you want to take your talent, you want to take your skills and your experience, and you want to package your know-how into a monetizable product. Well, this is going to be for you guys today. You're going to love, love, love. You're going to love, 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 love this webinar. I'm so excited. We've got a full house tonight, and or I should say this afternoon, no matter where you're listening. And I'm going to, over the next 45 minutes, really serve you. That's my goal, is to support and to serve those of you who have been saying, I want to leverage what I know. I want to package my gifts into a monetizable product or service. And you've been trying to figure out how in the world you can do that. I'm going to explain exactly how you can do that on this webinar today. And for 45 minutes, I'm going to teach, I'm going to coach you, I'm going to train you, I'm going to give you my best advice. And then at the end of that training, I'm going to open the floor for a live Q&A. And I typically have never done, really, I never do a live Q&A on a webinar platform, all right? But today, that's a bonus, my bonus for you. I want to make sure that if you're here, that you get it, that you get what you came for, and that as a result of you coming today, that you leave with something that's actionable, something that you can use, that you can implement right away. Now, let me just tell you, just so that I can manage your expectations, what you're going to need to do. All right. If you don't have something to write with, you're going to need something to write with. All right. So if you don't have anything to write with, you need to grab that right now. All right. I promise you, because you're going to need that. All right. Some of you are, I'm sure, at your computer, so you'll be typing, but you're definitely going to want to write things down. And also, I want you to know, I want you to relax. I want you to have some fun, all right? Because I'm going to have some fun sharing with you what I love, love, love. I love to talk about, teach on, coach on, and which is supporting tons of people with understanding that simply they are product, and that, yes, you can take what you know how to do and package that into a product. So I'm going to get started. For those of you who have not met before, I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the Mom Strategist, and I'm a business coach. I support my clients with both life and business success. And maybe you saw me on a live streaming platform like Facebook Live or Periscope, or maybe you're already on my email list and that's how we are acquainted, or maybe someone referred you to this broadcast. But no matter how you got here, I want you to know that I love to stay connected with you even beyond this webinar. And if you're not already on my newsletter list at miaredrick.com, write that down, miaredrick.com. Make sure you sign up so we can stay connected. Also, if we do offer this particular webinar as a replay, you'll be the first person to get it. All right. So write that down, miaredrick.com. All right. Now, today, what I am going to be teaching on is how to build a six-figure business by leveraging what you know. It's a live Q&A. It's a live Q&A also accompanies this broadcast. And the reason I wanted to teach this particular topic, how to build a six-figure business leveraging what you know, is because that's my story. Like when I got started in my business over 13 years ago, that's why I got into business. I had a background as a corporate trainer. I worked for Citibank for many years and loved it. And I wanted to use my talents for my own business. I also was one of those moms that had some really great self-care systems that people would always inquire about and ask me about. And so I wanted to take what I knew how to do, package what I knew how to do as a corporate trainer, my skills, training, and development. I wanted to package those and my systems and motherhood into one business. All right. And maybe as you're hearing this, you're thinking, that's me. Like you're thinking to yourself, like you want to take what you've been doing for years for other people, maybe in your profession, in your job, or maybe even volunteer things that you've been doing that you know is the exceptional calling on your life. I understand that. That was me. And I had one problem, and that was I went to a small business resource center in my town, And I was told by the director of that small business resource center that my idea, mom coaching, all right, we didn't use those words back then. Those words didn't even exist, mom coaching, that this would never work, that I'd never be able to combine the things that I knew really well and I was great at into a business. All right. And I want to tell you tonight, if maybe you've heard the same thing or things, I want you to know that's not true. It's not real. You need to find someone that can support you, that has supported other people in doing exactly that. So fast forward, I ended up looking for someone that could help me online, and I bumped into a life and business coach. And I had never in my life ever thought about working with a coach. And maybe there's those of you who are sitting out here, you're feeling just like me. I never even knew what a business and a life coach could do for me. All right. But one of the things that was very intriguing to me was that this particular coach built her business with time-rich models. And she had a background as, I forget, the speech pathologist, and she had grown a number of businesses very successful, multiple six-figure and beyond multi-million-dollar businesses, but she had these time-rich models by which she was servicing people. And I was really intrigued and decided to give her a call and set up an appointment, and soon found myself enamored with this business called life coaching, business coaching, and the model of the business. So hear me on this. So sometimes when you're thinking about leveraging what you know and packaging what you know, one of the things that's going to be pivotal for you is having the right examples and also the right advice, and making sure that the people that you're going to learn from really have the experience and the results to be able to help you. All right. And when I say results, I mean, sure, I think it's important that you can create results for yourself, right? So it's great that I can, that I can share with you guys that I've written 4 books that have all been #1 Amazon bestsellers. I've been signed to Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television shows as the mom strategist. I've done corporate deals with Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies. I've coached hundreds of clients, thousands of people, literally all around the world have used my programs. Sure, that's great. But what's more important when you're thinking about working with someone, and I found this to be true for myself, is making sure that not only can someone create the success for themselves, that they have that success, but also that they can duplicate the success that they've created for themselves with other people. All right. To me, that's what makes a great coach. And you're in luck today, right? So if you have been wondering about whether or not, what I'm going to share with you tonight, whether or not that's real, I'm going to give you some real examples so that you can see that not only have I been able to do these things, but I've been able to support so many of my other clients in doing exactly the same thing, building a 6-figure business, leveraging what they know how to do. All right. So if you guys are ready, I am ready. I will tell you that what's been interesting to me is my husband developed kidney disease 8-9 years ago. And I was so grateful that I had built a business leveraging what I know with time-rich models, meaning I don't trade time for dollars in terms of how I coach my clients. I work from the comfort of my home, about 31 hours a month, servicing my clients in mostly group coaching, one-to-many models. And if you don't know anything about that, then hang on tight today, because I'm going to break that down for you. And I love the fact that as a result of building a business that was time-rich, when we did have a crisis in our family, I could be there for my husband. I didn't have to choose. My income was not compromised. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, so often, whenever we're thinking of running a business, right, that, if you have something that comes up, if you're trading time for dollars, sometimes you have to choose. And sometimes the choices that you have to choose from are not the most powerful ones. And I love that. My husband did get a kidney transplant 3 years ago, and he's doing amazing. But I will say that as a result of building solid businesses, we were able to create options for ourselves, like hiring a private physician for him so he could get an elevated level of care. We've been able to, as a result of building amazing businesses, we've been able to give our kids a world-class education, investing over $715,000 in elementary, middle, and high school. And maybe there's somebody out there, the reason you want to run your business is because you just want to give your kids the kind of education you see for them, right? Like the best education that you want for them. Or maybe you just want to own your time and you just want to date your spouse in the middle of the week. I get that. All right. But building your business and leveraging what you know and building a solid foundation on that will permit you and allow you to do exactly that. So I'm going to get started today. I hope you know that I am so pumped up and I'm so excited that you are here. And my only goal is to support those of you who are truly ready and excited about figuring out for yourselves how in the world can you take what you know how to do, package your know-how into a product or service that you can support and serve the world with. All right, so if you're ready, I am ready. Okay, if you're ready, I just want you to write very simply in the chat here, I am ready. All right, and then I'm going to get started because I love to talk to people who also chat back with me. All right, and as I mentioned, the first 45 minutes I am going to teach, and then after that I'm going to open the floor up and you guys will be able to ask me or post any of your questions or comments here. All right, so we've got one person's ready. Anybody else ready? Anybody else ready? So who's listening and who's ready to receive? All right. Okay, we've got some folks that are ready. All right. All right, so I'm going to get started. So today's topic is very simply how to build a six-figure business by leveraging what you know. And what I want you to know is that what you know is really powerful. The truth of the matter is most people take for granted what they know. It's just the fact of the matter. That means that, you know, likely the things that people are already asking you consistently over and over again, the advice that you're giving everywhere you go, you know, your girlfriends might be asking you, the people in your church, you know, even professionally, there might be something in your office that every time somebody needs to know what it is, they come to you. All right. I consider that expertise. All right. And from now on, what I want you to agree with me is that you will no longer take these things for granted. I want you to start listening to the things in your life where people are asking you over and over again, how do you do that? Or, you know, I was waiting for you, or we need you, right? For whatever it is. And I will tell you why. A lot of times we think that in order for us to create a product or service, it has to be based on something outside of ourselves. But today I want to challenge you and say that every single product and service that I offer is actually based on a gift that's already existed inside of me. And some of those I was trained professionally for, like training and development, and others were just experiences that I acquired as a result of trial and error. All right. And this is true for almost any of us, right? All of us are throughout our lives acquiring experience as we live our lives, right? So that's my first position that I want you to think about is as you're living your life, you're already acquiring experience. Let me give you an example. For me, I remember when I married my husband, we've been married now over 20 years. When I married my husband, from the very beginning, I always had difficulty with my in-laws, okay? And my mother-in-law in particular. And I remember thinking, I need to figure out how we are going to still hang out together and, you know, as a family, even though the relationship is strained and difficult, all right? So I started to build a system for myself on how I could, you know, still engage with my mother-in-law, with the kids, obviously my husband's mom, all right, in a way that would be win-win for me and win-win for her and win-win for my family, all right? So, and I created this system, which I found for myself really did work. And I knew that there were other people out there who were struggling with dealing with the exact same thing that I was dealing with, right? Which was they did not have a system on how they want to co-create with a difficult in-law situation. And I decided to take what I knew, all right, my system, all right, of what I did do to cope and to be able to, you know, figure out how we were going to hang out together, and put it in a 40-page ebook. All right, that's what I did. I put it in a 40-page ebook, and I shared with other people my steps and my solutions on how I was able to manage that and what they could do also to manage the same. And put the ebook online. I ran an ad to that ebook, and I did about $97,000 within a year, like within a short period of time, from a little teeny ebook that I was charging $14.99. Are you guys curious now? So when I say to you that you can take what you know, what you've overcome, what you've solved, the challenges that have existed in your life that you've provided real solutions for and been able to work through, people will pay you what you know also, all right? And I want you to start thinking about right now, what that could look like. Could it be for you an ebook, right? Could it be a book? Could it be a mini book? Could it be a webinar series, right? Could it be a coaching program? Could it be an e-course? What could it be for you? Could it be a teleseminar? Could it be, one-to-one counseling with someone? All right. So I want you to start thinking about, based on what you know about, what forms could you take what you know and package what you know to be able to support other people who are dealing with the exact same problems as you. All right. And from that moment on, I started looking at every single thing that I knew, whether it was how to practice me time, which is another product I created, how to practice me time in a consistent way. It's something I know about because when I was pregnant with my first son over 19 years ago, my mom made me promise her that I would date myself every single week as a mom, right? I was like, date myself. I was 6 months pregnant. I don't know what to do on a date, a self-care date. My mom's telling me to date myself. She told me this because she was one of those moms that didn't make any time for herself, for her own life, and she didn't want me to start off that way. And so I took her up on this challenge, started to date myself 90 minutes a week for the last 19 years, and I've taught tons of other women how to do exactly the same. And guess what? From that simple challenge of dating myself, I realized I knew all different types of ways to practice self-care ritualistically. And as a result of that, I wrote my very first book, which is Time for Mommy, 5 Essential Strategies for a Mother's Self-Care. It ended up being a #1 Amazon bestseller. And from that, there have been subsequent books that I created. I hope I've got your juices flowing. So this idea that what you know, whether it's a soft skill or whether it's a hard skill, I want you to understand that you can take what you know how to do, you can package the things that you know into a monetizable product and a service, all right, that you can sell. And every single thing that I've decided over the years to be able to offer to my demographic, to my clients, has all been based on me very simply understanding and not taking for granted what I'm saying to you today, which are the things that I know how to do, all right? So that's one of the things that I want you to get, all right? So the very first thing, the very first lesson is really start thinking about what is it that you already know? Like, what is it that you've already lived through? What is it that you're already advising people about every single day? And the only reason you're not monetizing in your business or with your ideas is because you haven't thought of these ideas as something that is monetizable. So that's the first thing. The first thing that I did was package what I knew how to do, and that's where I started from. So whether it was a soft skill or whether it's a hard skill, because I told you that I have a background in training, and development, but I haven't mentioned that business yet, right? Like, along the journey, I was selling what I knew how to do, and a lot of those things were related to my soft skills. And I wanted to say this to those of you out here who've been looking too hard. Like, you've been looking too hard to figure out what you're supposed to do, and what you're really supposed to do is right around you. Like, it's probably what you did yesterday or what you've been Google searching, because you have an interest in, a deep interest and a deep knowing about a certain topic or subject. And if that's you, I want you to be thinking these things could be product, all right? And as a result of me doing this book, I just want to take you on the journey. As a result of me writing this book, Time for Mommy, 5 Essential Strategies for a Mother's Self-Care, it positioned me, all right, to be a national expert on the topic of me time and self-care. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because you can take what you know how to do, package what you know how to do, and immediately you are positioning yourself for all types of opportunities and visibility, all right? And that's what I found for myself. So I ended up getting signed to an Emmy-nominated nationally syndicated show called America Now. And I was signed as the mom strategist. And primarily what I did was teach women about how to practice self-care for themselves, or build a culture of self-care within their family. Do you get this? So packaging simply what you know how to do will position you. It will position you for all kinds of amazing opportunities as well that maybe you never thought of, but that maybe you've been dreaming about, but you can't figure out how to get off that landing pad. And it really, or that launching pad, is really because you haven't packaged your know-how, right? So imagine if I had all these great systems, but I didn't put them in a book, or I didn't put them in an ebook, then no one would know about what I was offering. I wouldn't have the opportunity to serve the world with my gifts. And I certainly wouldn't have the opportunity to be able to sell what I offered for profit either, right? Okay. And I hope that as I'm sharing my story, that this is really supporting you, right? That you're hearing what I'm saying and you're saying, okay, so what I need to do, right, because I'm sharing my story, what I need to do is to figure out first how I can package the things that I know. So the question first is, what is it that you know? Like, what is it that you already know how to do? And what is it that you would like to package? You know what I mean? Is it your soft skill, or is it your professional skill? All right. And then be thinking about, as I'm sharing with you what I decided to do, what's the kind of product that you want to package your know-how into, right? That will position you. Get it? So you got to package what you know, and then you've got to, once you do that, you put yourself in a position, right, to be positioned, right? So from the very beginning, because if I didn't have a book based on my know-how, I would not be in a position of authority to be able to talk on the subject. So I want to challenge you guys in doing exactly that. I have several clients. I've supported 113 of my clients with writing books. And more than 80–90% of them are #1 Amazon bestsellers. Many of them have leveraged exactly what they know, also been able to take their books. Let me grab a couple. I have some right here. I'll show you 1 second. Okay, so let me just show you this, right? Because I think that I can tell you, but I can show you, right? I can show you. So let me just show you. All right, so this is my book. This is Time for Mommy: 5 Essential Strategies for a Mother's Self-Care. When I had a little hair there, right? This book actually ended up being a #1 Amazon best-selling book. It also ended up in partnership. I did a corporate deal with a Fortune 100 and three Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies using this book. So you can take what you know, you can package what you know, which for me was me time and my systems of self-care, which have been an integral part of my life. I packaged my know-how inside of a book, and then I was able to pitch this as a product to corporations that had a need for this type of message for their demographic. Now, have you ever thought about taking what you know how to do, packaging it into a book, and then pitching a corporation with what you know? See, writing a book positions you to be able to do exactly that. By writing this book, I was able to equally get signed to an Emmy-nominated, nationally syndicated show. I shot 40-some segments as the mom strategist, serving people with self-care systems. All right, so that gives you some idea of what you can do. Another one of my clients here is Glenn Garnes, and he's phenomenal. He's an attorney, and he wrote a book called Let's Not Be Partners, right? You can see from the picture what it's about. And in essence, what he did was he created a coaching program. He also created a DVD course for people who were interested in understanding how to set up partnerships in business. And he's an attorney. He made $30,000 from the sale of his book, literally taking what he knew how to do, his professional background as an attorney, packaging some of his know-how inside of this book, and then using it for an upsell for his coaching program. Have you ever thought about doing something like that? So hopefully that gives you some ideas. One of my clients, Tim Sanders, he's phenomenal. Tim he's a PGA golf professional, and he wrote this book, Lessons from the Pro, 10 Swings That Will Change the Course of Your Life, and created a corporate partnership with the school districts, and also for his speaking engagements. He's got high-paid speaking engagements as a result of selling his book in bulk, made thousands and thousands of dollars selling the book in bulk to the school district, because it's for primarily middle school ages of kids. He relates the game of golf to the game of life. It's really, really a phenomenal book. But have you ever thought about taking something that you're doing professionally? That's what he did. He's a PGA golf pro, and then packaging this into a system, all right, that you can speak about and get paid top fees as a speaker. That's what he did too. All right, and I wanted to show you some examples because maybe this will get your juices going. All right, here's another one of my clients, Charles Harris. He is a personal trainer. His book is Too Cute to Sweat. All right, and you know what it's about. You guys know what it's about. And in that sense, what he did as a personal trainer was he wrote a book, created a system inside this book on how you can work out from the comfort of your home. And as a result of him writing his book and positioning his brand, he now is a fitness expert that comes on the local news for like the last 3 years. All right, none of that existed before he had his book. So how cool is it that you can write a book and then, you know, all kinds of opportunities will open up for you as a media professional. He's a great client too to work with. All right, another one of my clients, great book as well, Pilot to Profit. Lisa Larter is the author. A phenomenal book. Lisa is a top coach and does exceptionally well as a coach, multiple six-figure coach. And the fact of the matter is that she used this book as a lead generator for potential clients and also as some of the pre-work for people who are using her coaching programs. So have you ever thought about taking what you know how to do, for those of you who are coaches or consultants or looking to go into organizations, packaging your know-how in a book, and now you've got a material that corporations can buy from you or your clients can buy from you that complement, you know, the coaching program or the consulting consulting that you provide for an organization. All right, just kind of want to give you food for thought. All right, and I hope this is making some people think about what that looks like. All right, another one of my clients, James Cooper, he's phenomenal. He's a pastor, also very successful, multiple six-figure coach. And James wrote a book about From Crackers to Caviar, created a coaching program and a consulting program for corporations, does exceptionally well, but basically took his know-how, put it inside of a book, you guys see a pattern here, and then created a consulting program for corporations. So he goes into corporations and coaches them. He also works with some high-level executive coaching clients as well. All right, so I hope you're getting some ideas on how to take what you know how to do. Another one of my clients who I love this also, Samira Jones, she created this book called Tough Skin. And essentially Tough Skin, which is so cool, is based on her story of a journey of survival and persevering life challenges. So she literally took her soft skills of overcoming challenges in her life and created a book around that, a coaching program. And she also created a live event around this book, all right, which I think Kim Coles last year was the speaker. She did all of this in 1 year. So I want to show you these examples of my clients so that you can see for yourself, or maybe it'll get the juices going for you. It is fantastic, Brittany, of what you can do, all right? Another one of my clients, Melissa Evans Hughes, okay? Great book. She's a friend too. Multiple six-figure earner. She actually has made millions of dollars in her businesses over the years. The book is called Soul to Soul, How to Identify Your Soul Purpose and to Monetize It. And in essence, she took this book, created a coaching program around it, and a movement called Live Rich and Spread Wealth. And so all of her clients receive a copy of this. It's sort of their manifesto, if you will. And she created an international movement, went to 7 to 10 countries around the world, teaching people how to live rich and to spread wealth. What I want you to understand is what all of these people have in common is that they took what they knew how to do. They packaged what they knew how to do, whether it was a soft skill or whether it was their professional background, into a book. And they either built coaching programs, consulting programs, or you know, online courses as a result of what they knew how to do, and they've done very well. And you can do the same thing. All right. Hopefully you're getting some ideas. All right. If you're getting some ideas, say, I'm getting this. Like, this is making sense to me. All right. Another one of my clients is Walter Harrison. He's a colonel and he's phenomenal. And he wrote this book called No Excuses. And in that sense, he was like in his 80s, right, guys? He was like 80 some years old when he wrote this book. And in that sense, his whole goal was to, one, take and tell his story. Yeah, you're getting this, all right? He wanted to tell his story. And his story about how he became a colonel without without going the traditional method. And he built a speaking platform for himself at 80, I think it was 83 when I started working with him. He's now just graduated and gotten his PhD. He's a firecracker, let me tell you. But in that sense, he just took his story and talked about how he didn't make excuses about what he didn't have, you know, and what he couldn't do because of the time that he lived. It was very difficult to move to the ranks that he did in the military, but he did do that. So you can take what you know how to do and take your inspirational story and serve the world with that and build a speaking platform. I hope you're getting ideas. And like I said, I thought one of the best things I could do is I could tell you, I could show you. Here's another one of my clients who she's done exceptionally well. Again, a multiple six-figure earner. A lot of my clients and people I showed you today have generated multiple six figures in their business. She, one of my book coaching clients, she wrote this book. Her name is Ann Palmer, called The Gifted Trap. She built a consulting program from this book and only works with primarily in executive coaching space, making multiple six figures per contract. So she literally took this book, took what she knew how to do. She was a VP in corporate America, packaged her know-how into a book and created a consulting program and assessments, and based on what she knew how to do. And she uses the book as one of the tools that she uses. All right, I hope, is this supporting you guys? These examples, is it getting your juices flowing? All right, is this supporting you guys? All right, because I just want to show you real examples. Now, this book is one of my books, actually, Finding Time to Care for Me, A Nurse's Guide to Self-Care. And you might be saying, a nurse's guide to self-care? What, Mia? Okay, yeah, I co-authored this book based on my self-care system with a nurse. So you can also partner with other people who have incredible expertise, and you can go into corporations. We went into hospital systems to serve them with systems on self-care for people who are caregivers. All right, I hope I've got you thinking. All right, so I took my background in training and development, package systems to be able to sell what I know how to do. All right, and then finally, I want to show you, this is another one of my books, and all of my books have been bestsellers, which is Time for Mommy, 365 Daily Strategies for Mother Self-Care. This is a course that I sell online. All right, so it's literally a book, but it's also a book that I provide coaching, for daily coaching for women who are looking to practice self-care and they need some support around it. This book was turned into an online course, all right, that coaches someone on how to practice self-care. I hope I've got your brain on fire right now. So why am I telling you this? So today we've been talking, just to recap, a little bit about how just taking what you know how to do, whether it's a soft skill or whether it's your professional background, and packaging that into a product. And I tell you that you know way more than you give yourself credit for. You really do, all right? And that the things that you know how to solve are highly monetizable. All right, thank you so much. The things that you know how to solve, that you've already solved in your life, are highly monetizable. And you can take those things, and turn them into products and services. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You can turn them into products and services that you can sell and serve the world. And I thought if I show you some examples of how my clients have done exactly that, then maybe that'll take away the excuses of you thinking that the things that you know how to do, that no one's going to buy those things, all right? Because these are all really different and unconventional ideas. And I wanted to show you someone that was 80 years old, right? And how you can monetize me time, right? But also how you can take what you know, maybe professionally as a PGA golf pro, and then go into the school system and make thousands of dollars with your intellect, all right? So I just wanted to give you some ideas. But what all of these people have in common, all right, is that, and all of my clients have in common, is that they package what they know. They package what they knew. And they weren't those people that had great ideas, that did not know, you know what I mean, that did not package it into something that someone else can say yes to. So I will say, for those of you who are not monetizing with your ideas, it's not because people won't buy them. It's literally because you haven't made that available to them to be able to buy. I know. No, but I want you to hear me on this, okay? I want you to understand that what you know is highly monetizable, and that only when you package it, all right? And once you package it, the next responsibility you have is to price what you know how to do, all right? So yeah, I was going to talk about pricing, because the reality is, if you want to leverage what you know to build a six-figure business, right, you've got to charge for your services. And most of the time when people come to me and wanting to work with me as a coach, they are already giving away their intellect for free. Maybe that's you. If it's you, I want you to just write free right here in the chat. If you've been just giving away the things that you know how to do because you didn't package it, I want you to just write free right here, the word free right here. And I want you to understand that the moment that you assign a price to the packages that you put together around your intellect, everything begins to change. So nothing would have changed for my clients if, okay, I see a lot of freeze here, okay? So the only thing that's gonna change is how you are structuring, handling what you know how to do, all right? And for myself, I was doing the same thing. I was that go-to mom. People were coming to me asking me, how is it that you have systems always to take great care of yourself while you take great care of your family? And I would tell them, but the moment that I started thinking about how to put this into a coaching program or into a book, then I could get paid for what I know how to do. Now, here's the last part around getting paid, all right, around what you do. One of the things that I highly believe in, and I love to support my clients with, is something I call time-rich models. And every single person that I shared with you today, I have to say, is a client that has used those systems. What do I mean by that? There are lots of ways to generate income with what you know. But what I specifically teach my clients how to do is how to take what you know how to do, all right, and how to build what I call big rocks, big systems, all right, big programs that allow you to support people with one-to-many models. I'll give you an example. I mentioned earlier that I work from the comfort of my home, right? I'm in my home office right now, all right? And I work about 31 hours a month servicing clients, all right? And so really on my coaching calls, it's about 7 or 8 hours a month I spend coaching my clients literally from the comfort of my home right here, all right, with time-rich models. So I love doing group coaching programs or consulting in a big way, meaning I will take a book, right? I might take this book right here and sell parts of it to a corporation, and therefore I'm serving many people at the exact same time. And so I want to challenge those of you who have, maybe you already have a book out there, or maybe you already have a coaching program out there, but you're killing yourselves because you don't have a time-rich model. The way that you're working right now, you're in business, but you're trading time for dollars, and you can't figure out how to serve a lot of people at one time. And I'm telling you, that's where it's at. Today, because of all the technology that exists, right? Because of Skype, or because of Zoom, because of Google Hangouts, right, which is what we're on today, you have so many different opportunities to be able to take what you know and package that and serve the world with your gifts, with webinars and teleseminars and all of those kinds of things. And if you're not using those tools that are highly leverageable tools to be able to serve people with what you know, it makes it really difficult to reach tons of people. You no longer have to just sell to people that you can see or that you can be in a room with, right? Meaning physically in a room with. Most of my clients, I've never met them. I've only met maybe 20% of my clients over the last 13 years. It's just really the reality of what it looks like today in terms of doing business. And if you don't know how to do that, you need to be working with someone that can support you in how to build time-rich models from the comfort of your home. Because I think that one of the greatest things that I get to do is the way that I get to generate income from my house, make a strong multiple six-figure income, close to $500,000 so far this year, and I work 31 hours a month, all right? And I just want to say to you, think about that. I mean, think about how many hours you spent doing what you're doing last week. Was it a hustle and a grind? Is the model broken? Are you ready to move forward? You know what I mean? Are you ready to move forward, with a different model? And if you're ready to move forward with a different model, just type right here, I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to move forward with a different model. And I will tell you that if that's the case, it will change everything for you. You know, I have several clients. I'll just share a couple of client stories with you guys. And I did hear with some clients that recently started working with me. I have a client, her name is Jasmine, and hopefully she gets to hear this. She's brilliant and amazing, and she's an incredible coach. We've worked together for about 7 weeks. We started working together. I looked at what she had going on. She's brilliant, amazing, and talented. And I showed her how to reposition her packages, right? Increase her prices. And so she literally improved her prices. They went up 500, 600%, 2 different packages, 500% and 600%. That's pretty huge, right? And so in a 7-week period of time, she was able to make $32,000 with my coaching. I'm not saying that to be boastful. I'm saying it because it's real and it's verifiable, and she's told every single person. But it wasn't that she wasn't talented. It was really that the models that she had in her business were broken. And if your models are broken, so will be your profitability, all right? And I can see easily how within the year, because it's only been 7 weeks, she's made $32,000, that she is going to hit 6 figures in her business, all right? I have another one of my clients who was a speaker, and she started working with me, but she didn't charge any fees. And maybe you can relate to this too. Like maybe you're that speaker that, you know, you speak everywhere, but nobody ever pays you. And I challenged her, and I told her that, you know, she shouldn't be speaking for less than $5,000. She laughed at me, and she said I was stone cold crazy. Her name is Tawanda Shepherd. But she took me up on the challenge, went out there, started giving her rate and her fees within 8 days of working with me. She took that challenge, and she made $12,000. She made $12,000 8 days later. Okay, after taking that challenge, I should say she had been working with me at that time. I think maybe about 5 weeks. And I gave her that challenge. 8 days after that challenge, she made $12,000. Within 3 months of working with me completely, she made over $43,000 as a speaker. Why? Because she knew now how to package what she knew. She knew how to price and position, all right, herself to be able to monetize. Now, what about you, all right? And my question is, if there is a hole in what you are offering, all right, then it's going to be difficult for you to be able to monetize in your business, all right? Often if the model is off, all right, then it's difficult to monetize if the model isn't right, all right? Or I have a client, Quanisha, who I love, Rain. She's a phenomenal coach also. And one of the things that she needed to know how to do was how to package what she had with time-rich systems so she could work from the comfort of her home. And I'm happy to say she just did her first 2 $10,000 months back to back. That's a pretty huge accomplishment to go from in your business not ever hitting $10,000 and then doing 2 months back to back making $10,000. And if this is getting you stoked and excited, then say it is. Hopefully you're feeling inspired as a result of what I'm sharing. But the fact of the matter is, those few examples, those clients are not alone. I mean, I have clients that leverage what they know and they get corporate deals. I have a client who is a dermatologist. I'd rather not say her name, just signed a really great corporate deal with a Fortune 100 brand, all right? And she's working on a second one. I have another client who is a physician, same thing, who's a psychiatrist, who is working on a pretty huge corporate deal also. And the fact of the matter is, what about you? All they've done is take their background. Thank you so much. They've taken their background and packaged their know-how into a product that they can serve. And the only reason they were able to do that, and now I'm going to tell you guys the flat truth, is because they were willing to make an investment in someone that could support them and answer any questions that they had around how to package their know-how, how to position their know-how, how to pitch their know-how, and how to price what they put together into a monetizable product. That's how you hit 6 figures with great time-rich models. And if you've been struggling in that area, it's not because you don't have the talent. I'm telling you, because I work with people who have all kinds of skills and talents, and they monetize in their businesses. But one thing that they all have in common, all right, is that they all are investors in themselves, all right? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. And I would like for you to post right here, what was one thing, one takeaway, all right? one takeaway that you got as a result of being here today. Tell me one takeaway. I'm going to switch to a live Q&A in a second, and I'm going to answer any questions that you guys have. And I will tell you that no question is off the floor, all right? No questions off the table, all right? So what was one aha that you got today as a result of what I have shared with you? And I hope that this really supported you. I hope that it really got you thinking, all right? And I want to also let anybody know before we go to the live Q&A, I want to let you know that if you're thinking you want to work with me, I have just posted here for you a link for to book a complimentary strategy session with me. Let me tell you what that is and why it's so awesome, right? So a 20-minute strategy session, okay, will really support you in being able to figure out for you how to take what you know how to do, your education, your expertise, your background, your gift, and package your know-how into a monetizable product. Now, you do have to apply for a strategy session because it is for you, because literally it's a $500 value. I charge $1,500 to work with clients for an hour. And I'm willing to sit down with you if you are serious. If you are serious about taking what you know how to do and packaging that into a product or service, and you want support from a coach. That means that you're thinking about investing in a coach, all right? So you should see on this page, I want you to click that link and apply for a strategy session. Now, let me just tell you that when you apply for that strategy session, you're going to have about 15 to 20 questions, which will really support me on that call, really being able to figure out for you, for your business, for your brand, how I can support you in being able to leverage what you know, package what you know to identify for yourself your six-figure product. And I do it all the time. So it's like, doesn't take me long because I've worked with so many people, so many different types of businesses and supported them in product development. And I'd love to support you too, all right? So you should be able to see the link, all right? And I want you to apply for a strategy session, all right? If in fact you need clarity around that. That's the first thing. So all of you should be able to see that link here. If you can see that link, then right, I see it, all right? And I can also put here the link for the strategy session, bit.ly, one second, bit.ly/strategy with Mia. Okay, so you can also use that link if you choose you want to book, if you want to book a strategy session with me. Now, what I will tell you is that they are limited. So if in fact this supported you, then you need to take action, all right? I don't know how long I will offer those, all right? So that's the first thing that I wanted to share with you. And then there may be some of you who are saying like you are in love with everything that I have said to you today. And you're thinking to yourself, one second. You're thinking to yourself, like, you know what? I know I want to work with Mia. What are the possibilities? So there are a couple of possibilities. And what I'm going to share with you today is a new product that I offer. And if Natasha, if you don't mind posting the link here, a new product that I offer called the Giant Circle. And I'm really excited about it. It's phenomenal. Like it really is. It's phenomenal. So the Giant Circle is a membership where I provide you 90 minutes of a Q&A coaching every single month. That means that I'll answer any question that you have. I know that for most of you, if you could get your questions answered by a master coach, has already been there, done that, supported clients and being able to leverage what they know, package what they know to move forward, it would really support you. So in essence, you hop on a group call, you ask every single month whatever you want to know, and I'll tell you the tools, the resources, the strategies you need to be able to move your business in or your life forward. You get a recording of that call, but not just that. You also have access on that call to my 90-minute, my Scope School, which is my training video coaching program, right? So I offer a course that it's called Scope School, and it's 480 of my best mindset, life, and business trainings, and you get access to that. And that means that you can choose your own coaching journey. You can choose what you want to know and just plug those in and then listen to those every single month. You get 30 every single month coaching trainings, and you can pick what you want to know: how to monetize with your book, how to write what you, how to leverage what you know how to do to be able to package into a product or service. Maybe you just want to watch a video about that, and you can just choose those things. Those are all inside of Scope School. And I will tell you that the business coaching is phenomenal. I'm teaching you how to write a book without picking up a pen. I'm showing you how to use live stream, also to be able to monetize in your business or build your list. You name it. I'm showing you how to sell without selling. It is a comprehensive course, 480 live trainings inside of my training vault. All right, 480 hours of training, and that comes with the Giant Circle. Also, you get access to, in addition to that, a course that I taught. It's 12 hours of training on how to leverage what you know to build a solid six-figure business from the comfort of your home, which is module 1. I teach you all the things that I've done to build time-rich models into my business. I think it's pivotal today. Everything that I talked about today, you understand that now. So I teach you that. And it's about a 3-hour course that you get as part of that. Also, you get how to leverage what you know to build a solid six-figure business using teleseminars and webinars. That's how I built my business, mostly using webinars. And today, there's no excuse. You don't have to just market to people that you can see. You can market to people around the world using teleseminars and webinars. And I break that down. And then also, you get how to leverage what you know to build a solid six-figure business with using live events. All right, that's part of that curriculum. So that 12 hours is how to build six-figure business from your home, how to build a six-figure business using webinars and teleseminars, and how to build a six-figure business using live events. All right, all of which, these are all the tools that I've used to build a very strong multiple six-figure business. And I want to show you how to do that. That's all in the Giant Circle. 480 hours of live mindset business training and life training. Also, the curriculum, 12 hours of training on how to build a six-figure business and lay that foundation for yourself. And also a live call, interactive call with me every single month for 90 minutes. And I can tell you that the call last month, one of my calls was 2 hours, because if there's a question there, I am going to answer that. Now, you may be saying, well, Mia, how much is that? And it's really affordable, I think. It is $397 a month. Like $397 a month. All right. And I want you to think of it this way. If you were investing $12 a day on junk, all right, Starbucks, all right, or lunch, all right, that does nothing for you, this is that. All right, 12 bucks a day. You know, 12 bucks a day, you have an opportunity to coach and get what you need done in your life and your business. Now, we did provide you with a link here. I believe there's a bit.ly link also, which is, I think it's bit.ly/Giant Circle, and the G and the C are capitalized. You might want to check that. But there's also a link here that says Core Moms Accountability here, and it ends in 96373. So I want you guys to check that, all right? Yeah, okay, so no, Valerie, this is not just for new clients, right? That's right, you're an old client. So you can apply for this also, all right? So, and I'm happy to support you for 20 minutes and figure out what your next step's gonna look like. I know that, you know, we've done great work together, and you've been able to create a coaching program leveraging what you know how to do. I don't wanna say what she does, but I wanna tell you she's a top professional, and one of the things that we've done is she's built out a coaching program as a result of our working together, and I'd love to be able to support you in that way, all right? You're welcome, okay? All right, so if you're interested in the Giant Circle, if you don't mind, Natasha, putting the bit.ly link here for people to see, I would appreciate it. But you guys can click on the Core Moms Accountability link that ends in 96373. And what is awesome is then you can sign up for the Giant Circle, or you can always just go to, and I'll just type it here, miaredrick.com. All right, and when you go to miaredrick.com, you click on Rock Your Business, and all of my coaching programs are right there. All right, and if you're unclear about, you know, how you want to work with me, maybe some of you guys are thinking, maybe I want to work with her one-on-one, then your best option is to book a strategy session with me. That's your best option, so we can laser in on what's the best program for you. Obviously, I've got tons of great coaching programs, but most I have to interview for. All right, so Natasha put it here, bit.ly bit.ly/the giant circle, bit.ly/the giant circle, bit.ly/the giant circle. All right. So I want to switch gears now and do a live Q&A. Let me drink my coffee 1 second, which is cold. And if you have any questions for me, I want you to post them here. I know that there were some comments here, and I asked, what did you get? And somebody said they learned that they need to, Valerie said, I know I need to increase my prices. Yes, you do. All right. You know, I don't believe in beta testing. All right. Not when you're a professional and you're amazing what you do already. There's no reason to do that. All right. To stand in your value, Natasha wrote, thank you. Dr. Nichelle Laundry said, it's possible. It absolutely is possible. And I work with a lot of doctors, PhDs, MDs, JDs. And Brittany said, I really do have a lot to share. And Bernard has said, packaging is the key. It is absolutely the key to being able to leverage what you know and to be able to build a profitable business from your home. What questions do you guys have for me? All right, so the floor is open. I'm excited about answering any questions that you guys might have for me, because this is a big webinar. And, you know, and the fact of the matter is this is giving you a lot to think about and a lot to consider. And what I want you to do is to really be thinking about for yourself all the things that I said today. What's going to change? Like, what are you going to do differently as a result of what you've learned today? You know, what actions are you going to take? Right? What actions are you going to take? Do you think live streaming is the best way to build an audience? I think live streaming is one of the greatest ways to build an audience if you're great on live stream. And I think what makes you great on live stream, which live stream is different than if you shoot a video from your house and have it edited, or if you go to a studio and have it do a professional video. Live stream means that you got to be willing to show up like you authentically as yourself. And I think that a lot of people who are on live stream they're not being vulnerable. You know what I mean? They're not letting their guard down and letting people in. To me, live streaming is best when you are connecting with your audience, when you're being vulnerable, when you're being real. That's what's really great about live stream, is that people feel like they're really connected to you, right? So hopefully on this webinar today, you guys feel connected to me. All right, to me, that's what I love about live stream. So I do think it's one of the greatest tools today. Facebook Live, Instagram Live, or using Periscope are great ways to build your audience, provided that you come on frequently to build your audience, you provide great value, that you talk about what you know about. And that's really important to me in live stream, because people can ask you anything. So stay in your swim lane, talk about the things that are your zone of brilliance, talk about the problems that you know how to solve, and that will make people really interested. So thank you, Brittany. Brittany's written, I like your gym scopes. I do Periscopes every day. And Periscopes are, if you guys are not getting Periscope, you should. It's owned by Twitter. It's also a live streaming platform. And my handle is Mia_Redrick, all right? So if you're not following me over there, Mia_Redrick, you should be. It's a really great platform. I come on twice a day, Monday through Fridays. I'm on every morning in the gym. I'm a sweaty mess, but I'm always teaching about a way to move your life or your business forward, all right? And so make sure you check me out there. And I usually come back in the evenings and I'll teach something business related also on Periscope. So that's a great way to stay connected with me every single day. And what are the alternatives to build your audience? You can always, I think you can always post, you can always blog, you can always do videos on YouTube. Those are all really great ways to connect with an audience. I think when I'm thinking about connecting with an audience, I'm thinking, you know, what's the platform that I can commit to, right? And what is the platform that whenever I commit to that platform, I get true engagement, that it's in alignment with my skills and my talents. And I will tell you that the reason I say this is important is because Twitter is an amazing platform, right? But I was never good at writing 140 tweets, probably because I don't text, right? But the moment that Twitter purchased Periscope and I could do live stream videos, it was a really great tool for me and created a lot more engagement because my skill set is being able to communicate with an audience. So what I will say verbally, okay, and visually. So if in fact you are great at writing, look for platforms that allow you to write, okay? start blogging, or maybe guest post blogging on other sites. Start looking for places you can go to share your gifts to create that engagement. All right. So there's not one size for everyone. And I think that this is such a great question, Valerie, because a lot of times people think that there's one way to do it, when in reality, choose the platforms that create the engagement that you want, that you can commit to, that are in alignment with your skills. All right, Bernard asked a question. Can performers, speakers, singers build six-figure businesses on a time-rich model as well? Absolutely. I have a client who has done exactly that. Now, she runs a school where she is a high-level trainer, vocal coach, all right, at a high-level school in Trinidad and Tobago. But she also has online courses that she offers, Bernard. So she packaged what she knows. She sells what she knows in courses that it can be some of the pre-work that people buy, or people who can't afford to be a part of her live training, they can purchase what she knows how to do, all right, her training, her coaching in that way. Also, she also offers what she knows how to do via Skype coaching. And she will put multiple students on a Skype stream. You understand what I'm saying? And coach them all at the same time. She can still hear them, she can see them, and they can see her. So there are tons of different ways to take what you know how to do to be able to teach. Or maybe you decide to teach other people who are teaching students, and therefore you're offering a class, and you can teach all of that from the comfort of your home. I hope that answered your question. Are there any other questions on the floor? And I love these questions because at the end of the day, I think a lot of times we do think that whatever we're offering, that building that business from your house is only for certain types of businesses. And the truth of the matter is, I've seen it work for so many types of businesses that it just flat works. So there's so many different tools out there today. Really, there's never been a better time to be able to support people literally around the world with what you know how to do. All right. Are there any other questions? You're welcome. Are there any other questions that are on the floor? I am so excited. I hope you guys really loved being here today, because I've enjoyed being here today. The floor is open. If there are more questions, I will answer them. I'll answer every single one of them. If you are interested in working with me, and you're unsure about what program you would like me to work with me in, then I suggest that you book a strategy session at bit.ly/strategy with Mia. It's also here in the chat thread, so you can find it. Or if you want to be a part of my new program, the Giant Circle, then that's simply bit.ly/the Giant Circle. The link here is also in the chat. All you need to do is click, and it is a phenomenal program. And there obviously are other ways that I can coach you one-to-one, or in my 12-month Core Moms coaching program. I'd love to support you as well. But the most important thing is that you understand that what you know is highly monetizable, and that you stop leaving dollars on the table because you don't know what to do. And if you don't know what to do with what you have, then you need to work with someone that has a proven track record of success in doing exactly that. What are the first steps to creating your six-figure business? Well, one of the first steps that you need to take in creating your six-figure business, I'm going to say, you need to have a plan. Like, if you don't have a plan to even know that you are products, and how to find and identify for yourself the product that you're just stepping over every single day. I remember thinking myself years ago, like, I didn't know that I was product. When I first got started in my business, I thought product was outside of myself. Maybe you can relate to this. I was looking for it. I didn't know that the things that I was saying every day, the things that I had overcome, the systems that were already in place, that was my product. And the moment that I started to understand that, every single thing changed for me. So Natasha, the very first step I would say in creating your six-figure business is understanding first and foremost that you are product, that the product is not outside of where you are, all right? And then once you understand that, then you need to take the steps to package, to capture, to position, to pitch, and to price the things that you already know how to do, all right? Because it's all right there. It's all right there for you, all right? Are there any other questions or comments about this webinar today? Did you guys get value? If you got value today, say, I got value, all right? It would be great feedback for me. If you got value today, or if there are other questions that are on the floor, please post them here. I'm happy to answer any of those. I want to say going once. All right, going once. All right. Are there any other questions that are on the floor? I've had a great time sharing with you guys today. If you are not already connected to me at miaredrick.com, please connect with me there, miaredrick.com. And there you can get on my newsletter list. So if we do offer this as a replay, you will get it. All right. So you need to make sure that you're on my list so that you can get that. And I'd love to support you guys. Anyone that signs up for the Giant Circle, or anyone that's on this call today that signs up for a strategy session, and chooses one of my coaching programs, signs up for one of my coaching programs, Core Moms or one-to-one coaching, or the Giant Circle, I will also bonus you a course called the Profit Strategy. Profit Strategy that I taught about 2 weeks ago. It was phenomenal. And there are all these different ways on how to generate profitability in your business. Five of the models that I use to generate 6 figures in my business. You're going to get the course. I sold it for $14.99, and you're going to get it for free. All right. If you sign up for any of my coaching programs, and that means that would be the Giant Circle, or you book a strategy session and you mention this webinar here today, then I am happy to bonus that to you. $1,500. I'm not kidding. Like, that's what people paid. All right. And that's my commitment to support people who are really looking to move their life and their business forward. All right. So I'm going to say, are there any other questions? The floor is open, going twice. All right. And I want to give you time to type in your final comments so that I can answer those. I've had a great time sharing with you guys today. It's been amazing for me, and I hope that it's been amazing for you also. All right. And my only goal is to support those of you who are ready to move forward in your life and in your business, that are action takers, who are go-getters, who are thought leaders, who are smart and are sharp, and you believe in self-investment, and you know that, it's costing you for not taking an action, right? What's the price of not knowing what you need to know, right? And as a result of that, going another year not making any money with what you know how to do. I'm just kind of breaking that down. Or what's the price? What's the cost of you not knowing what to do? And as a result of that, you can't be there for your family in the ways that you want to be. I want you to be thinking about that, all right, as you leave the scope today. Again, bit.ly/the Giant Circle. Take a look at that program. Or you can just go to miaredrick.com, Rock Your Business. All my programs are there as well if you want to take a peek in. And if you're interested in booking a strategy session, bit.ly/strategy with Mia is where you need to go. All right. Final questions. Third and the last call. If there are any questions for me, then you guys need to post those here. Otherwise, I'm going to end the webinar today. The live Q&A section. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I appreciate you coming. And it's been amazing for me. And so I want to thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side. I look forward to seeing you in the Giant Circle, and I look forward to seeing you on a strategy session so that I can support you and figure out how to leverage what you know, how to package what you know, to build your own products and services. All right. So with that, then doesn't look like there are any other questions, which is great, which means I did my job today. All right. I've answered the questions in the house. All right. Perfect. I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you for being here. Again, I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the Mom Strategist. I support clients with both life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com. And I want to thank you for being here today. You're welcome, Mary. You're welcome, Janelle. I appreciate you guys for popping in and for being here today. And I hope that you take actions on what you know. You're welcome, Natasha. You're welcome. And I appreciate you. All right. So with that, I am done. And I want to thank you for your time today. You're welcome, Nicole. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, you guys. You know that there's a slight delay, so I have to pause to make sure I see everybody's comments so that I don't end before it posts, all right? So I want to thank you for that, all right? Thank you. All right.